So what, you wanted to know some things about your grandfather?
Yes. I wrote things down in the car as I was coming. All we have are black and white photos, and they're of Grandpa when he was older.
Papa?
Yeah, your dad.
Frank isn't like your mom.
Daddy.
I have a nice sister.
Of it earlier?
Mama. She lived in that.
What color was his hair when he was younger, and what color were his eyes?
Blue-gray. Look at cherries. Kind of blue-gray. More gray than blue.
And his hair was dark brown?
Mom was dark black, but his was brown. Like the rest of them, more brown.
When you're saying Mama, you're saying your mother.
Yeah.
And
Your mother's was black. Your mother's hair was black. Your grandmother's was black. Bruce's hair was black.
oh, did he always have a mustache?
Yes.
But he shaved it out once. Oh, he shaved it out once.
Looked awful. It made him get it on again.
Why?
Well, we were used to with it on. But one time, he went to the mirror. Frances was telling about somebody just yesterday when she was over. She was telling about somebody that came to school with the hair bright red. They put some, what was it, peroxide put on?
Peroxide.
Well, Papa went to the mirror one day and he decided that his hair was black, or his mustache was gray, or his mustache was gray and his hair was black. But anyhow, he wanted to get them, make them dark enough together. So he went to the mirror. I could still see the mirror, that window towards the nap side of the road. Across the road was nap side, that window there was a mirror, and they always shaved there. I'm used to stand fascinated and take this shaving over by hand, this thing. But anyhow, Papa went, he took this peroxide and he put it on his mirror, and it's on his foot, and it turned bright fire engine red, and where the drops of the peroxide, but men weren't very careful about it, they splattered on the floor, the woman could always brush the floor. The spots on that floor were bright red for years and years after the mustache grew in, and eventually with his own color. But I can remember that he nearly died. We nearly died for him, and he nearly died because he was popping with his mustache red. And I remember that very well. I was teaching him all that.
So he was a little vain.
Yeah, he was a little bit.
I know he smoked a cigar on Sundays, but did he smoke regularly?
Not right. Just
He
once.
did after Mama died.
Not continuing, not like people swear today. No, just once.
Then after she died for a while. But he always smoked a cigar every Sunday. I always think I was again pushing the cigar.
That's what Mom used to think of too, because when our John came home to visit, she would ask him to light up a cigar sometimes so that she could have that smell.
Exactly. It's a cigarette.
And did he drink?
No, he didn't. We never saw a man drunk in our life. Ann and I were walking home from school. We'd never seen anybody drinking, anybody. And Jerry Spiegel had gone in, and Spiegel's clients there, and of course I know now they were doing that to half the time just scare the life out of us. But he was ripping and tearing and raging and everything else, but he was drunk. And that's the first time that we had ever. But one time, what was the Dick Jackson, I think, came home. And Geraldine and Lucy and Papa and Dick went to Ottawa and went to Hull. And there was all kinds of beer, and they came home very happy. And I remember that's the first time we ever saw Papa feeling free. We thought the world would think anyway. But that's the first time we never saw anybody drinking. Ever. Well, he had a brother, Mac, and Mac was quite a once a soul. So that's where John got his. When he came over to Mac, didn't drink, But Hobart never liked it anyway. But Mac was into it. But John loved it. And then he took that from Uncle Mac or baby grandpa.
But he would drink socially.
Oh yeah, he wasn't.
When I say drink, I mean socially.
Oh yeah, socially, yeah, but he wasn't a soldier.
And what was his sense of humor like? Did he have one?
Okay, good sense.
Was
I
it
remember,
good?
Yeah, I remember Papa standing in the door, going up to the bar and standing with his foot crossed. He was telling me somebody got a letter from Ireland saying that so-and-so can't come home. He lost his check a week. Isn't that cute? I thought he lost his check a week. Oh yes, he had a good sense of humor. Very good sense of humor.
Do you have any stories about it?
No, that's what she said. See, I left home. She stayed at home a long time after I did.
She left home at 16 years of age.
But I remember.
And I remember, Papa was the road commissioner. And Francis, and then that was very involved. You had to keep the hour track of all the men that worked for you and all the hours they worked, and so much cents an hour, and then you put that little roll down and do and probably get a raise or things wouldn't come out. He was ripping the cherries, just cussing up, they couldn't come out right. And Francis was the one who used to do it, because she used to have the most of the blame of that. Francis left, and some of the rest of us had to do it. Damn it, why can't you do it? Francis could always do it. And I remember he was so annoyed. That was good. The balance, it had to go perfectly balanced. And it didn't always go. I used to have, I remember when I think of my man I was marching over for the inspector at the end of the year. Everything always had to balance, and I'll be damned if I could ever have to make that thing to balance. Wife was able to figure out most of it to make it.
Was he generally happy?
I always thought so.
Content?
And he was good. He was kind. Dang good and kind. I remember one time, I always remember when I stepped on the nail, or stepped on the nail, and I got infected foot. And anyhow, he saw it, he's like, poor little thing. Well, all I need was something worth the church. But I remember getting a padded Commodore and putting it on, you see, and I could still see the bottom of that foot being all crinkled and wrinkled. That's what you do, you just wrinkle it off, but sure the thing. But, and I remember getting up lots of nights in the night to go and get cough syrup too. I always couldn't sleep. I cough it. Or I used to cry with the leg, what do you call that?
A cramp?
In the back of your legs.
Oh, a Charlie horse.
No, not a Charlie horse. That could finish in a couple of minutes, just agony. But this would be growing pains, used to call it.
Oh,
growing
yes,
pains. Oh,
yes.
Lord, that was agony. And I remember talking down getting liniment and stuff to stop that. And then he used to drive to Perth to bring home loads of flour. And that was a long creek when the war was on. Awful flour, but we used to make biscuits. It was kind of a red flour. Just remember that, right?
An unrefined flour.
Yeah, unrefined. Yeah, kind of red.
He had to have, they hid the white flour during the war.
Oh.
And it made the biscuit and that.
That's not very nice and lovely.
Unrefined.
And we always had lots of maple syrup. And I wasn't lots to eat. He killed people and everything. But he couldn't stand anybody punching at the table. I remember Clare, he couldn't stand that. He used to lift the white pike chair and all put them in there.
They always say many a poor child would be glad to have it. And if you used to wish the poor child could have it.
And he adored Jimmy and he adored John. Those are the
One
two favorites.
thing I had done home up right after I made the profession, I was sent to normal school. And that summer I was sent up to Westport to progress. So I was standing on the church steps talking to Papa, and Marie was looking on this high. I could see her yelling with the blonde on. And I said to Papa, isn't she cute? And he said, looked at that front of the child. But when I went home, he was putting the car in the garage. She went in the house, she got a mirror, and she was sitting on the front steps. And he came up and she said, Papa, is I cute? Well, he was annoyed to think that she'd heard that, is I cute? And a few days later, there was another father. She was right up, standing on the dresser, with her nose right up against the mirror, and she said, yes, I is cute. She was so cute.
Was he? I imagine.
Oh, it was. I gave a picture. I sent the picture over to Blanche and just Jimmy at school. He just started school. And all the cute picture. Just the sweet picture.
Well, Michael, I always thought Michael was done.
Yeah, that Michael did look like a good deal. But Jimmy was round-faced and had wore hair and bangs. And that did. But I could still see Jimmy walking down the hill from school. It was in October. When the frost was on the ground, because the ground was hard. But we didn't put on shoes and stockings until the snow came. Practically nobody did in the country. Anyway, and I could still see Jimmy walking down the hill to school, over the oak tree hill and down. And they said, that's Jimmy McCann. And I was just a pupil at school. I didn't know the floor. And I remember he came down by the school and turned in at the school, opened the door, and walked up the floor. Wherever I was, I could still see just as it was. Yes, we all see it. And this he had sent over down. He says, it's over.
What would you get as punishment from your father if you had done something bad? Which I assume you never did.
Nothing you ever did.
No, nothing. I don't think I ever did. I don't remember remember ever punishing one of us, do you?
I think it was
A
another.
gruff word was all we ever, we said yes sir and no sir. We never said yes papa or no. I believe we said yes sir, no sir. So he had good authority.
Even though the club, I remember over going up saying
Yes sir, no sir. Yeah, what was the man then? That's the way it was. So we weren't put, and all his papa said, all the kids he raised, he never had a child on his knee.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that something? That's the way I guess it was.
That's wonderful.
But he never had a child. But we all just got in the road and all. Isn't that funny?
Could he be a little gruff though?
Yeah, well,
at
that's all he
times?
had to speak roughly if he wanted to.
He took over the paper.
Yeah, it just, that's about all you
He
needed.
ranking over something.
Yeah, we never seen too long. Hard chastisement, that never.
That's wonderful.
Not that we were so good, but we never cuffed us or anything like that.
And what was, did he have a favorite hobby or a favorite activity?
Oh, Lord. He was no farmer. And what would always say that the guy probably was no farmer. And Michael and I, we just cut off the same boat. They loved politics, and they were busy in them, and everything else, you know, but he loved that kind of thing. He used to be on the road a lot, and Michael always was quite that too. But he was never, really, Wilbert ran the farm once he got old enough to be a man, really was. But Papa did all the chores, all those we were doing. Going back to the prairie place and bringing loads of wood up the skidway, cutting that trees down and bringing them up, and plowing the fields and everything. Papa was always working the hay and all that, but planting was just what we always said. Michael never worked. He said Michael never did much to go to his farm. He's put over. But it just worked in. And they had so much used to be one direction, go this way, and this and that. You can't do that. Be a farm here. Apply yourself.
So politics was a hobby.
Hobby, this is like Michael politics was his life. He was on the council for years, and he wanted to be read, and he wouldn't take it. He wanted to have Jim Green take space. He thought as a Catholic he'd never make it. You know, there was a lot of bigotry in those days, a lot of bigotry. I don't think they'd ever take Catholic people, but eventually they did. But, you know, how politics was. And it's going to sales. And I got that. He couldn't resist a sale. He couldn't have a house sale after this day.
So I came out from school one time and he was waiting for me. And the back seat of the car was piled up with it, even there was a bird cage. You know, I never had a bird in my life, ever. And I was so, and I said, Papa, I'm ashamed of being a father. And he reached over and he said, the walking's not done.
Ooh, that was a good answer.
Well, I got into that car and I said nothing on the 3 miles home, I tell you.
Sounds like he was sharp.
But he could say it just
Yeah,
like
they
that.
wouldn't be
All right.
Go on a ride, they go
All right.
But he loved to go to sales, and he always said he brought home a nice home rack in our hall for years, and always everything. And he loved pretty dishes, and he brought things home. He loved that kind of stuff.
Was he a bit of a pack rat then? Too? A pack rat?
Oh, yes. I think we always had everything for a long, long time. Kitchen loft was pretty full. You know, the kitchen was always just packed with everything. And your mother, your grandmother was pretty good at it too. She kept, I remember one time going in there, opened this little suitcase with clothes, stuffed clothes, and I found these little worms, and I came racing down to Lucy, telling her, so she knew right away there was more larvae of moths, you know, moth larvae, so just got rid of the thing like that. But, yes, we were all pretty good pack rats. All pictures
Oh, I
of
can't
that. She's not
sure.
a bit.
You're
Papa said she
instinct.
was a lot like his mother.
Oh, I used to get so mad at that. She has a picture of Grandpa Grandma there. And he'd say, she's like mother. And I'd go back and look at that picture of Grandma. Oh, it just burned me. She's in there on the stand.
I'll show you.
Oh, Lord, it's fun.
Well, Mom likes sales too, so I think she inherited a bit of that then. But not a pack rat.
I can't stand it, but can't use it as a father.
I'm like that myself. I don't like knickknacks.
I'm a pack rat.
Teresa, that's worse.
You see, Teresa?
I can't stand to throw anything away. I always know I'm going to use it.
Our grandparents and great-grandparents, when they were young and pretty, but as they get old and haggard. That's the Bridget Lynott that we're talking about, and that's Terry
Karen's
Nephew,
nephew.
his wife, Bridget Lynott. But his word was so good that they sold farms on. They said, as true as Terry Nephew said it. If you shake hands and say, the deed was as binding, as if Terry Nephew said it. So that's quite
Isn't that
something? And he was Uncle Tom, that was Uncle Tom's father. Uncle Tom was a little bit, and Frankie's looked a lot like Uncle Tom for that man. But anyway, that's Bridget Lynott.
That's a very old.
Very old, eh? And Father Pat had that, nobody else wanted it, and I said, well, I'll take it. And I hope some of my
Father
grandchildren,
Pat was a great one for the old.
and I hope my
He-
grandchildren would
he had
take
the
it,
big picture
because
of that
we
thing,
both,
too.
their father, Frank, my husband, and I came from that same roots.
Oh.
So that should go down, I would say,
Yeah.
should go down in the,
Certainly.
Yes.
I hope somebody will appreciate it, but they may be the kindest, they ought to heck with that stuff. But they were older, if they got older, they would.
There's the one I was supposed to be like.
Well, you are.
I used to be so bad.
Oh.
Oh, when I'd
That's
stand.
Mary Farragon and Michael McCann.
Yeah, that's Carmen McCann.
A little plain.
And they put that in the picture, she didn't have on that white thing, but they painted that in.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah,
So
you can tell.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can see it, mind you.
the little white. That was just that kind of thing. They all wore that little white bonnet on their
A
dog.
morning
I don't know what
cap or something. So these are Grandpa's parents?
Those are your mother's grandparents. Papa's, Mama, and Father. Johnny McCann, your grandfather's mother and father, so your great-grandparents.
So that's
Right, George, that's your
Your
great-grandparents.
great-grandparents.
so that's
You should
who are
get a
their
copy of
names?
that picture. If
That's-
you want it. That's Mary Farragon and Michael McCann.
Oh, and Mary Farragon was the one who kept tabs on whether people were marrying nice people or not.
Exactly.
I heard it from you.
Yeah, maybe so. Oh yeah, there's great McCann pride. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh yes. Yes, you did.
She looks really serious.
She ever, so she couldn't actually.
She lay in bed for
But
15 years.
I think it has also a lot to do with, because everyone in photographs from the 1800s looks very serious,
Yeah.
but you had
Yeah.
to stay still for a very long
Oh,
time.
yes, and you didn't smile. Geraldine has the worst time, Jerry Jackson, getting her son Kevin to smile in a picture.
Oh, really?
And they've had some of the cutest ones. The other two are so cute. And they're, so I think the only one we saw that he was smiling, she said she was standing behind Dick, making all kinds of contortions to get him, and he was actually smiling. But he said that a football player, baseball player or something, are not supposed to smile while the season is on. Something.
Oh.
He's cute, that little one. He said he's got school and he gotten all the school pictures up in Detroit, Geraldine said. And so she even got in the French school, high school thing.
I don't know how I could get that, though.
So he got into it. He signed his name, Pierre Dayton.
But what was he doing it over there? Was he playing?
No, but in the school pictures, they had a French class or something. They only had their pictures taken, like the French class, eh? But Jerry said he got in every picture, from physical ed and stuff, and now, of course, he couldn't that. But anything there was, Kevin got his picture in it. And got in on the French one, was Pierre, signed his name, Pierre Dayton. Couldn't argue with Pierre.
The universities are contacting him. I wish you could see the letters he was getting saying, we're watching you. Finished in your progress as a recall. And they would like videos of his games that he was in. And one other university seemed ready to go. I don't know if he's heard it this year. I don't know what he's doing. And he said, I was watching you at such and such a game, and I liked your attitude on the field, even when not playing or something. You know?
My goodness.
So
He's great, very tall and
he's
slim.
very, honestly, for basketball, you just have to reach over and put it in the field.
Sounds like he's going to go play.
You know,
I think he
in
will.
sports.
And,
He gets scholarships, that'll be great.
Oh, yeah.
he's a tall, red-headed fellow. It was just like Dick's father.
Is that who it is? That's who it is. That must make Dick happy.
And Meg is tall, the little girl. She's 15. She's driving a car, but her father has to be with her. An adult has to be with her when she's driving. Yes, that's young for a youngster to be driving a car. And the other lad is in college. This is third year now.
In fact, might be even sports. I think they're here ahead of Timmy.
And they they were down, and he and Larry Jackson, Jim's son, had gone down to North Carolina to visit. Terry Jackson's son is in the Marines, so they were down to visit him. And the night they arrived, Joel phoned to say that he was ordered out to, I'm not sure whether to Haiti or Cuba, one of those places that they had the religion moments. One group was saying Haiti, the other saying Cuba, so they had
What
several.
year?
Just the other day,
Oh, Haiti.
to watch the
Also in the
Oh, about the boat people.
But
now,
Yeah, Cuba.
for every year, that was the word sicko. But anyway, they invited Terry and Marianne were going to see him off, and they invited Dan and Larry to go along with them. So they figured out that if they went, Marianne would be crying all the way there and all the way back. Paul said they guess they'd stay where they were. So I think it was now when I hear this thing going on. He said they're hated everywhere except for sure.
It's bad. It worries you because our young people
Are the ones
who
who
take
take
it. Yeah. All Jerry's kids and our kids too, the kind of gets into it, they're all 21. Timmy's 21. Because it gets low on people now, 18.
Hopefully it'll be over soon.
Hopefully that's a good way of putting it. Don't cross the bridge to the country.
Well, anymore?
Let's see.
Yes.
Concerning your dad,